Each of the teams here has put an enormous amount of time and effort into their robots and animations, so please enjoy the next few hours. Sit back and relax. I bet that's the first time you guys have heard that in at least 6 weeks. At this time, I'd like to hand over the microphone to Matt McQuaid, a longtime FIRST fanatic and my co-MC for the night. Matt, please introduce yourself.
All right. How's everyone doing? All right, so a few things. We've got 22 teams here tonight. Not all of them are actually here. 2 of them are in New York. For those who were here last year, we're going to connect to them by video. And some of you might know we had some technical difficulties. We're working those out right now. I guess the screen is half there. We'll let that work itself out. But right now, my name is Matt. MC'd this for a few years right now. I'm an employee at BAE Systems. Been a FIRST fanatic for the past 10 years. Been volunteering. So, audio guys, what's the chance of us getting the video playing? Is that a thumbs up or a thumbs down? That's a thumbs up? All right, well, let's see if we can actually play it then.
Welcome to the 2011 FIRST Robotics Competition, and this year's game, Logo Motion. Logo Motion is played on a 27 by 54 foot field. Alliances of 3 teams each operate their robots from behind alliance walls at the end of the field. 4 towers are located near the middle of the field at the corners of designated lanes extending from each corner. 2 3 by 3 arrays of scoring pegs form the scoring grids located in front of each alliance wall. Robots play Logo Motion with inflated tubes shaped as elements of the FIRST logo. The objective is to place the shapes on the scoring racks to create the logo. Robots can use their cameras to follow lines on the floor or to track the vision targets placed on each scoring rack. This allows them to target scoring locations from almost anywhere on the field. Before the match, each robot is placed behind the towers on their side of the field. Each robot begins the match with a yellow UberTube. The match starts with a 15-second autonomous period, during which robots try to place the UberTubes on the scoring rack. Each UberTube placed during this period earns bonus points. At the end of the autonomous period, human drivers step forward to take the controls. During the teleoperated period, teams control their robots and attempt to place the game pieces on the scoring rack. Game pieces can be placed anywhere, but are worth more if they create a logo. Human players at the corners of the field put game pieces into play. Robots can possess only 1 game piece at a time, so they must drive the length of the field to score with each new game piece. Robots will try to make it into their alliance zone as they attempt to score. Opponents are not allowed to enter this zone and cannot interfere while robots are placing game pieces. Each game piece placed on the scoring rack is worth 1, 2, or 3 points. This value is doubled if the game piece covers an UberTube. Each completed logo earns a 2x bonus for that row of game pieces. Near the end of the match, robots drive to the towers and deploy minibots on the tower poles. As the endgame starts, minibots race to the top of the towers. The first minibot to the top earns a 30-point bonus. Second place earns 20, third place earns 15, and fourth place earns 10 points. Good luck, and we'll see you at the competitions.
So without further ado, who's ready to see some robots? All right. So first up tonight is Team 131, Chaos, which... Chaos stands for Central High and Our Supporters. Is the FIRST robotics team of Manchester Central High School. The team's major sponsors include BAE Systems, Rockwell Automation, Globophone, and New Hampshire Space Grant Consortium. Chaos became a member of the FIRST community 20 years ago and is currently involved in mentoring FLL teams and running FLL competitions in New Hampshire. The team is excited to compete at the 2011 BAE Systems Grand State Regional and also the championship event. Chaos would like to send a thank you out to BAE Systems and all of its sponsors for their continued support and dedication. So without further ado, Chaos.
Thanks. Okay. Hey everyone. My name is Stephen Crow, and I'm from Team Chaos, and we'll show you our robot now. So if it'll drive out, waiting to boot up. Okay. So anyway, while that's booting up, I'll start talking. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so I'll talk about the manipulator first. We have a 3-part manipulator that is meant to pick up the tubes off the ground or from a human player. The 3 components are an arm, if you want to move that arm. There we go. We call that joint there the elbow. It's powered by a minibot motor, and it also has a pot so we can look at the angle on our dashboard. Another joint is the shoulder, if Riley will move that up. There we go. So basically, we have 2 positions that we keep our manipulator in an up state with the shoulder up, or in a down state with the shoulder down. In between those 2 up and down states, we can move our chainsaw, as we call it, to different positions so we can score in each of the 3 different pegs. Also, you'll see that we have polycord wrapped around the end there of the chainsaw, and that's what we use to pick up tubes. Let's see if they'll go and pick up a tube for us. There we go. Okay, so there's no 3rd peg there, but I guess we'll try to score in an invisible 3rd peg. Okay, so as you just saw, we picked up a tube from the center of the tube. We can also pick it up in another way. We can pick up the tube just from the outside as well. Okay, we'll go to the center again. There we go. Okay, now we'll take a few seconds to talk about our minibot deployment system. So if the drivers would move it over towards the podium. Spin it that way. Okay, so basically we have a magnetic drawbridge. Riley, you want to stay up there? The drawbridge is held on by a magnet during a teleoperated period, and when we want to deploy the flap up against the minibot tower, what we'll do is we have a piston down below. Riley, if you want to move that. Yep, there's a piston right there, and that pushes the drawbridge down. Then we have another piston which activates a scissor lift, and if you want to just move that up. Okay, it's taped in place. So that'll come out and jam our minibot onto the pole, and it will take over and climb to the top. Furthermore, this year we focused on modularity of our robot design. So each individual part can come off separately so we can work on it. So our A-frame, which is the main structure, can come off the base. Also, the chainsaw, the arm can come off as well. Okay, so finally I'll talk about the program we're using. One of the main things we focused on this year for the program was simplicity. So instead of using the camera to track the pegs in autonomous and teleoperated mode, we decided to use the line sensors instead. So instead of having line sensors on the bottom following the line, we're using them to actually track the pegs. You can see the 2 right here. And with those 2 sensors, we can track the center peg and the 2 offside pegs, which are a little bit lower. Let's see. And finally, we also have some signal lights, so if the drivers will turn the robot around. As you can see, there's a strip of LEDs. And with these lights, we can tell the human player from the opposite side of the field which tube we want, being the triangle, the circle, or the square. Okay, that pretty much wraps up our presentation. So I'd like to give one last thank you to Nashua High School South and BAE for sponsoring us. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chaos. Up next, Team 134, Team Discovery. This team is in its 15th year, and their small, diverse team has been very highly successful over the years by building simple, effective robots with very little resources. The heart of their accomplishments come from community members, parents, and their sponsors. They could never do half the things they do without all of those people. Team 134 wishes all the BAE Systems teams the best of luck this season. So here they are.
Hello everyone, I'm Jeff. I'm the assistant project director of the team. What is going on? How would you describe it? Just a tall, I don't know, it's just a really tall, fast minibot. We have 2 wheels and it locks on. Once it locks on, it sets off the trigger. The trigger sends it up. Once it hits, the trigger hits again and it just drops back down. We ran just about everything on pneumatics this year. We wanted to play with it. We haven't played with pneumatics in a while. So our claw is completely pneumatics. It's just curved, so it kind of like hugs the tube. And on the top, we have what we call Smurf snot. It's really, really sticky material that grips the tube. Then we lift it up, and which we can't do, right? You guys can't lift it up, right? Okay. We're just still waiting. Oh, maybe. Oh, no. Oh, maybe. Are you good? All right, Jimmy, want to put the arm up? Put the arm up. 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 I said up. Anyway, here we go. Stop. Hold on. All right, about that. Our robot, we have a pulley system here that allows us to get our giant thing up in the air in about, I don't know, what would you guys say? A good 2 seconds? Get up there? 2 or 3 seconds? It's about 2 or 3 seconds to the top. We're running it off of a winch, which, if you could, you'd hear it. It's really loud. That's pretty much the main aspects of our robot. We're also working on another claw which runs off rollers, and no pneumatics there, but we're gonna try it again. Okay. Crossing our fingers. We're going to demonstrate the minibot. And here we go. Yep, that's pretty much the extent of it. Our arm is also run off pneumatic piston, just flings out, hooks the pole. That's about it. That's the arm. Go down. There we go. Alright. Now they're going to pick up a tube and hang it. Sweet. Yeah, pick it up. Put it back. There you go. Drop it. We're going to show you the deployment system real quick. Jimmy will launch it. That's the extent of it. All right, that's our robot. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. So, next up, we have Souhegan High School, Team 138. Team Entropy competes every year in Manchester at the regionals and has in the past gone to Atlanta, Georgia for the nationals. They have won all sorts of awards, including many Autodesk Visual Awards, Sabre Awards, and finalists at Granite State. It's such a successful program, they now have students who started out as team members and are now professional engineers and mentors. The team is broken down into 5 specific teams: electrical, mechanical, programming, animation, and business management. Each have their own individual purpose to help out the team, but all of them are needed for success. Please welcome Team 138.
So this is our robot. This is actually our second robot. We actually were fortunate enough to have have 2 robots this year, so we don't have all of our assemblies on this one. But what I can explain to you is the arm we're using to grab the tubes themselves. It's made out of carbon fiber tubes with Delrin pieces on it, and it's driven by a lead screw, which you can see underneath. And one of the minibot motors, and it extends all the way out, and there's also 2 motors on the end of the grabber that rotate the wheels, which we actually ordered from Sector 9, which is a longboarding company, which I thought was pretty cool. And our minibot deployment system isn't on the robot either. What it is it's a set of rails with a Lazy Susan type disc on it, so that this minibot sits on the disc and it's allowed to have a certain rotational movement, and it sits on slides so that are hooked up to surgical tubing, so that when we flip a switch, the surgical tubing throws the minibot on the slides out and hits the pole, and it's held onto the pole by neodymium magnets, which are spaced out with a bracket. So the minibot sticks to the pole and then drives itself right up. And we don't have the arm wired up yet. It is on our original robot. So all we can do is drive it around for you tonight. Other than that, I think that's it. And I'd also like to thank BAE Systems for the funding they've given us in years, the past years, including this year, and also their very dedicated employees, which are also our mentors, Brian Walters, Nick Lambros, and Tyler. Thanks.
So next up, we have Merrimack High School, Team 166. Let's hear it. Team 166 Chop Shop from Merrimack High School. They are celebrating their 16th year of FRC. This year's robot leverages the team's experience with Mechanum, however you say it, drive, in combination with being able to hang tubes on all 3 levels. A separate sub-team designed the minibot, which climbs the pole in under 4 seconds. they would like to thank BAE Systems for all their support. Let's give it up for Chop Shop.
All right, so coming out here we have our robot Tomahawk 6. It's an omnidirectional robot that's going to use an elevator to score tubes up to the highest level. Have it driving here in just a sec. All right, well, it's going to have an elevator that can go up to the top level. In order to grab the tubes, we're going to have a pneumatic actuated gripper that can grip any of the tubes from just about any angle. It's an omnidirectional drive using mechanism wheels. And we will have a minibot deployment that's not on the robot at the moment that will be deploying a minibot to go up to the top level. Working being a relative term here. Not our best test yet. Thank you very much. See you all at GSR.
So this is our robot from this year. Pretty much we have a drivetrain capable of being able to turn around to pick up a tube from any angle. We can spin pretty well with it, so we're pretty happy about that. Our arm has the capabilities to hit a button and it goes up to the respected height of any of the 6 height levels of the pegs, and we can reach all the pegs as he just said. We have an autonomous mode that should work and put tubes on the pegs. And we also have a working minibot. No deployment system yet, we're still working on that. But it can climb the pole in roughly 8 seconds, I think. Our minibot also uses gravity to keep it attached to the pole so the wheels can spin on it. It works on our pole. I think you guys just greased yours.
It's not my fault.
And that's basically our robot for this year. So thank you guys.
So, at this time, we'd like to take a quick break from the live action and bring you a video submitted by a BAE Systems team coming all the way from Ambler, Pennsylvania. 2010, as some of you may know, was Miss Daisy's most successful year ever. At both the New York City and Philadelphia regionals, Miss Daisy came out on top as the #1 seed and later went on to win both regionals. It's hard to top 2 regional wins, but Miss Daisy and her crew went on to the championships with high hopes and came home with the highest honor in FIRST, the Championship Chairman's Award. Although the video was mainly sent as a thank you to BAE Systems, the 2011 robot and team members from Miss Daisy are shown in this short clip.
Thank you, BAE. Thanks, BAE Systems. Thank you, BAE Systems. Thank you, BAE Systems.
Thank you, BAE Systems,
For your continued support.
Thank you for your continued support and sponsorship, BAE Systems.
Thank you, BAE Systems.
Thank you, BAE, for your sponsorship.
Thank you, BAE Systems.
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 Thank you, Systems.
Thank you, BAE Systems, for your extended support.
All right. Next up, Bedford High School, Team 509. Team 509 from Bedford is in its 4th year and carries a full agenda. They have won the Entrepreneurship Award, 2 Judges Awards for Community Service, and the Spirit Award. They work year-round to provide a full complement of activities for nearly 50 team members and 15 adult mentors. They're taking the world by storm. Please welcome Team 509, Red Storm Robotics.
So we're Red Storm, and this is our robot. We have a water cut frame this year, which is actually only 25 pounds, I believe. It saved us a lot of weight on our robot, allowing us to put more weight into the arm, which is a rail system with a pivoting arm off it and a pneumatically powered finger. We're capable of reaching the 2nd row with this arm, and we have a mecanum drive this year, and that's the rail in action. Okay, and the motor on the pivot part of the arm is currently disabled, but that will be up and running by competition. And now Chase Adams to tell you a little bit about the technology programming part.
In terms of the technical aspects, we have a full vectoring mecanum drives. We can go forwards, backwards, left, right, and we can turn as well, which gives us full range of flexibility and maneuverability. For autonomous, we have 3 optic sensors which allow us for following the line in autonomous mode, along with an ultrasonic sensor that will tell us how far we are from the wall, so we can plan our robot accordingly, so that we can put the UberTube up on the 1st or 2nd row during autonomous. We also have a minibot this year that will be able to go up the rail. Right now, because there's not a top, we have a safety wire just in case it decides to go all the way up to the top.
And typically our safety would shut off when that pole hit the glass top, but as there's no glass top here, we want it to be safe rather than sorry. And our driver is Aaron Lozier, and that's Matt Baker with his minibot. And thank you.
All right, our next team, Team 811 from Bishop Girton High School in Nashua, New Hampshire. They've been having an outstanding year in both the preseason and build season, from visiting after-school programs in retirement communities to encouraging more people to explore FIRST. They participated in a second year in the first beta test program, and they were the first team ever to bring a robot to visit the iRobot corporate headquarters. It's pretty cool. 811 has been reaching out and spreading the message of FIRST. Blessed with a very successful recruitment, the student members from these different schools built this year's robot in record time, despite a record number of snow day cancellations. They're ready to go to the Grand State Regional and also the St. Louis Championship competition. So here's Bishop Gurton.
Hey guys. 811. Just wanted to thank BAE for sponsoring all the teams and having this awesome little unveiling event. So this is our robot. We decided to name it TARDIS. Yeah. And what we chose for the drivetrain this year was a 6-wheel drop tank drive, so we can have it's pretty good turning. Our autonomous mode, we can follow the lines and we can actually track the reflective targets with the camera. And for autonomous, we can't really show you guys here, unfortunately, but we can hang up on the top peg in the middle row. So, our zip tie fell off. Whatever, we got more. So, yeah, here's Grace to talk about some other stuff.
Okay, so we have an arm that's both an elevator and a shoulder joint to allow us to reach the top pegs so we can score at any level. And to deploy our minibot, we decided to use drawer slides that can be triggered by the elevator.
I already went over it. We can actually pick up the tubes off the ground, which is pretty convenient because I'm sure there's going to be lots of them. So Luke, you want to go hang one for us? Well, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so in case you guys didn't notice that the claw up there is pneumatically powered. It's waving, yay. Minibot. Oh, yes, our minibot. So basically for our minibot, we built a box with innards. Basically, how we're going to do this, we'll show you guys in a second. I just want to explain it real quick. Pole goes in here, triggers a switch, which will allow the motors to start going. It also trips a little wire that will clamp a third wheel onto the pole. And then once it gets to the top, we just have one more switch to click it, and it'll stop. So let me put this up here real quick. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Next up, we have Team 1073, the FORCE team of Hollis Brookline High School. Team 1073 is excited to demonstrate their 9th season team and robot. The team's major sponsors include BAE Systems, Hollis Brookline High School, and the Technology Garden. Out of a high school of exactly 900 students, just over 70 are on Team 1073, which means they host 8% of the student body. As I'm sure we just heard half of them cheering here tonight. 1073 is a student-run team with business structure of 2 co-CEOs and VPs for each subgroup. 3 years ago, there were 3 girls on the team. There are now 30 girls, with 4 of their 9 student leads are female. 1073 is proud of their partnerships with and support from other teams, sponsors, and members of the community. Since they know they will be here today, they would especially like to thank Teams 1519 and 1058 for being wonderful alliance last year at GSR, and Team 1922 for picking them in Atlanta. To all BAE teams, 1073 would also like to say they had a super fun off-season with you, and they can't wait to do it again this year. Let's give it up for the FORCE team.
So it was driving 10 seconds ago. Okay, so I'll just tell you a little bit about it. Actually, hold, is the elevator working? Okay, the elevator's working. So I'll just, goes up and down. We can score on the top peg, so. Okay, so I'll just go over the basics of the robot since we can't really drive around and go based on that. We went with a modular design this year for easy repair at competition. Our frame, as you can see, is mostly 80/20. We actually have a 6-wheel drivetrain powered by 2 simple transmissions, and we use 2 sticky traction wheels in the center, and then the 4 outer wheels are Omni wheels. And each of the side drivetrains are also removable for easy replacement, again, at competition. So our elevator is a belt-driven forklift. Sorry, can you guys hear me? Thought I heard. Okay. The claw is driven by 2 motors. One opens and closes the claw, and then one spins the belt to pull the tubes in. And then we have a deployer that fires at the bottom, which is not currently on the robot. Let's see here. And then electrical, we have 4 separate plates that are each individually removable for our electrical board. Again, the modular design for easy repair. And so software, we have some pretty cool innovations this year. We're using a touchscreen system. Basically, the operator will choose what they see, and we have 2 cameras, one essentially on the center front and one that goes up and down with the claw or elevator. So they can choose between those, and we can also see where we are in the field with this touchscreen, and we can touch which peg we want to score on so it self-aligns with the cameras. We also have a custom dashboard and an autonomous, we can track the lines on the floor. So, we can't drive. Okay, so it's not driving. We can drive in a circle. We also have a minibot, by the way. It's not here. It's tiny. And since it's not really driving, that's it. Do you guys have anything else? Okay, and that's our robot.
All right, so at this time, we'd like to allow our 2 teams participating remotely to introduce their robots. So we're going to go live via webcast, assuming everything's working and we don't have any technical issues, to Paul Schock, who's actually at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute right now, which is all the way in Troy, New York. That'll be with Team 20 and Team 1493. So let's see if we can get this streaming.
They were calling them right now to get it set up, so should be on hopefully soon.
All right.
Yep.
You want to keep going, or should we wait?
We can do one more.
You want to do one more while we wait?
Oh, sorry.
All right, so they're on the phone right now, and they're talking, getting some video set up. So if you give us like 1 or 2 minutes, we'd appreciate it, guys, and thanks for your patience. All right, so we're going to skip ahead a little bit, go a little bit out of order. I know, everything goes as planned, Murphy. So we're going to jump ahead to 1517, which is going to be Bishop Brady High School. All right, who's from Bishop? Way up in the top, okay. All right, so in their 7th year, after losing over half the team to graduation, they were able to rebuild with 14 new students. Their robot this year has a 2-wheel drive system with 4 low-friction wheels acting as casters. Turns on a dime and drives fast. What else do I got? The Mass is a novel design and can reach all levels for placing tubes. The gripper is driven with 3 motors, 1 for the wrist and 2 for the jaws. Rotates tubes both up and down for placement. Also new this year is their animation team, which is made up of all girls. They're all underclassmen, so they expect great things for years to come. So here's Bishop Brady, team 1517.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, I would like to present you with Team 1517's current masterpiece. All the way from the Highlands of Bow, the tube-wielding, minibot deploying Nessie.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Nessie when we have it all put together. But our lift system is a multi-pulley lift system that's that we use drawer slides for linear guides, essentially, and we run it off of one CIM motor, which is helped by a constant force spring. And like in the introduction, it can reach all levels safely and effectively. And that's it.
All right, and this is our head gripper design. It's got 2 sets of VEX tracks. Thank you, Sean. Each independently driven, which allows us to flip the tubes up and down, and it can pick up off the floor. So we like the flexibility that's going to give us. Are you quite done? You want to talk about the minibot there?
Yeah, Sean goes away. All right, so you see here the shiny thing is our minibot. It is capable of climbing the pole in about 5 seconds, and the big pointy things on the front are our Ben-Hur hubcaps, which will allow us to get on the pole really, really quick. It's about 5 pounds, 5 or 6 pounds. What was that?
It's hot.
You scare me. All right, so it engages the pole using a magnet and a limit switch, and when it reaches the top, the thing that looks like a urinal handle turns it off. As you can see, my associate Sean demonstrating. I do believe that is all. You have anything to say? No. All right, that is all.
Go Brady.
All right, so we've actually got word that we did get through. We're going to connect back to the teams from Albany right now. There is a little bit of a delay, but they should be up any moment. There we go. So we've actually got word that we did get through. We're going to connect back to the teams from Albany right now. There is a little bit of a delay, but they should be up any moment.
Conversation with ourselves. I think there's a problem with the tubes.
There we go. There's me. Connect to the teams from Albany right now. There is a little bit of a delay, but it should be up any moment.
Conversation with ourselves. There's a problem with the tubes. This is the most impressive thing I've seen all week. Yeah. This is the most impressive thing I've seen all week. So I think this is our broadcast. Can we get the other broadcast up by any chance? No? This is the most impressive thing I've seen all week. So I think this is our broadcast. Yeah. Can we get the other broadcast up by any chance? No?
Just do another team.
Yeah. All right, so that looks like strike 2.
Okay. Hey.
So I think this is our broadcast.
All right. Let's we'll give them one more shot for right now. We'll bring out the next team if they're ready.
Looks like strike 2.
We have Groton Dunstable Regional High School Team 1277. The Musketeers, Team 1277, is an experienced team of 20 members from Groton Dunstable with 9 years of competition under their belt. Their robot uses a Mecanum wheel drivetrain and can move in virtually any direction. They plan to follow the lines on the floor during the autonomous period to score. The main mechanism used to pick up game pieces will be a claw that can score on all heights of the score posts. In addition to regular scoring, they plan to deploy a minibot at the end of the game. Here's Team 1277.
Good evening. So this is our 2011 robot, and is this working? Seems that we're low on battery power, so it's not driving around so well. Go ahead. Our Mecanum wheel drive enables us to move in any direction that we want on the playing field, and we plan to use the lines to score during autonomous period. To gain extra points from that. Sorry, it didn't seem to be working. Anyway, our claw right now, it relies on a pneumatic cylinder for it to grip the tube. Right now, we don't have it attached to the top, but the top pivot is supposed to have an arm that extends all the way to the floor. In order to reach its final dimensions, it has one joint in it that will deploy right after autonomous period begins and be fixed at that dimension. We plan to use a large piston that will extend arm out and deploy a minibot onto the pole at the end of the game. And our minibot is able to latch onto the pole and climb up at a high rate of speed because we use 2 large motors and 4-inch wheels from the set in order to climb up the pole. Some challenges we had building this were we had to make some of our own parts, and we had to reuse pieces that we took off of last year's robot. We had to rebuild that completely, and some of the snow days were a bit of a setback. So that's this year's robot, and for Team 1277, again, we would like to thank all of our main sponsors that enabled us to build this machine. So thank you.
So the reason why our robot wasn't really working?
Guys. You guys all set? Yeah? All right, thank you guys. Next team, first, Team 1729 Plan B, is a 4-H club from Southern New Hampshire. They're extremely thankful of BAE for all the support they provided to the team over the past 3 years. The team has built a primarily defensive robot for this year's Logo Motion Challenge. They look forward to having fun at the BAE Regional in March. Let's put our hands together for Team Plan B.
Hi, everyone. First, I'd just like to say a quick thank you to 151 The Tough Techs and BAE Systems for having us here. Now, where to begin? I guess we'll start with our drive system. As was previously mentioned, we have built a primarily defensive robot for this year's challenge. The cornerstone of our defensive capabilities is our drive system. We have a 4-wheel skid steer drive system, which we have mounted pneumatic tires with hubs built out of 6061 T6 aircraft-grade aluminum. We also are using the Andy Mark Super Shifter gearboxes. These give us 2 variable speeds. At high speed, we'll be able to reach speeds of near 15 feet per second, and at low speed, we will be cranked all the way down to about 6 feet per second, giving us incredible torque. With the combination of our wheels and gearboxes, from what I've observed here, I believe we'll be able to push just about any robot out there. However, we decided not to be exclusively defensive. We wanted to be a versatile robot, so you can see up here, a little caught here, we have a elevator, which you can see the tower of here, which will be able to reach the top row of, We are not sure if we're going to be able to reach the middle of the top, but the sides we will definitely be able to. We are going to be having a claw on here that will be able to reach out and grip the tubes with rollers. This is we have planned to build this entirely. This is all mechanical. The pneumatics are purely for shifting the super shifters. That's a note we can shift on the fly through pneumatics, and we will also be plan to use pneumatics as a minibot deployer. We are planning on using a minibot. Our minibot is not here today, but is coming along well. We've been able to climb, so yay. Other than that, we are we are not sure if we'll have time, but we hope to follow the lines for the autonomous period. And I believe that's about everything. As I said, we're the bully bot. We're going to be pushing anyone out there, within the rules, of course. But we look forward to competing both with and against all of you. Thank you.
All right, now we have Mechanical Mayhem, Team 1519. Team 1519 is back for their 7th season with their latest robot. They are still a mixture of homeschoolers, private and public school students from all around southern New Hampshire, and they continue to operate out of a coach's basement in Milford. This year, they hope to score tubes and deploy a minibot. Can't be that much harder than getting out through this past winter, right? They are excited to attend New Hampshire's first Week 0 tournament tomorrow with a real robot. As always, they're looking forward to the Granite State Regional. They know to look forward to a new regional this year, the Smoky Mountain Regional in Knoxville, Tennessee in Week 5. They'll give it their best. Thank you to the sponsors, BAE Systems, NASA, PTC, and Rockwell Automation, as well as everyone that has helped them this year. They hope to see you all at GSR. Let's give it up for Mechanical Mayhem.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Team 1519. This is our robot here. We have a 6-wheel drive base with Plaction wheels in the center, and it currently has Kitbot wheels in the corners to help with easy turning. We're also experimenting with using Omni wheels in the corners to make that even easier. We have super shifters as transmissions, which gives us a speed of about 7 feet per second in low gear and 15 in high gear. We are using the IFI frame kit instead of the newer frame kit because we appreciated its sturdiness. And we have encoders on our shafts to allow us to drive straight in auto. Speaking of auto, we'd like to show you one of our programs. Once we score the tube. So we have 6 different autonomous programs, one to score on each level of the rack, or pegs, whatever. And our arm has a shoulder joint up at the top, which is counterweighted by springs to allow the BaneBot's motor and gearbox to easily lift it without stalling. On the end after that, we have an extension joint to allow us to reach all the way down as well as all the way to the top layer. See, on our operator interface, with the gamepad, we have programmed into the software the different heights of the arm for each level on the rack. This allows the operator to easily position the arm for wherever they're scoring. So they can bring it to that level, press the button for it to score. At the end of the arm, we have our roller claw with polycord belts to easily allow it to suck in the tube and roll it to any orientation. You'll see that in just a minute when it does auto. Yep, go for it. Let's see, how far can I go with this? Okay. Now, we've also have a minibot, and we'd like to show you its system. Thank you. So, our deployment system is loaded with surgical tubing and has pneumatic latches, which are currently not hooked up, so we can't automatically do them right now. We have a 3.5-pound clamshell style robot, which sits on top of the other one. Let's see. Our first stage swings out until this bar hits the pole. It'll swing as far as it needs to go, which allows our robot to be positioned such that it touches the base anywhere on this corner of the robot. After that, we release. Once that is also done before the 10 seconds at the end of the match. When the 10 seconds starts, we release the second stage, which flings it on, and the minibot climbs to the top of the tower. Get it down. And that's all of
How do you get it down? All right, so third time's a charm, I hear. I've just had confirmation that they actually have the stream up. So, can it get loaded? How are we looking, guys? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Should I keep going on? Fourth time's a charm. Oh. Oh. Oh, there's Paul. All right, so Paul, take it away after a 10-second lag.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? You can see me. Okay. Then let me start. Thanks for the introduction, Matt. We're here at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute and the Center for Biotechnology and Interdisciplinary Studies, and we'd like to introduce two of the BAE Systems-sponsored teams. They're also sponsored by RPI. Both of these will be returning to the Granite State Regional, and I will be returning as a judge. So I appreciate the reveal, and I look forward to seeing everyone face-to-face in just 2 weeks. So first team 1493 is team 1493, Albany High Falcons. The team started in 2004 with sponsorship from RPI. They are the reason I got involved in FIRST, and of course I had no idea what I was getting into at the time. In rookie year, the team had a robot that maybe couldn't do all the tasks, but it could follow white tape on the floor and help to get Rookie All-Star for that. So I hope they can show us what they have learned since. Sponsored by BAE Systems, National Grid, RPI, Albany High, First Team 1493, will you please present your robot?
Thank you, Dr. Schock. Representing Team 1493 today are Greg, Robert, and Steven. This will be our second year at the Granite State Regional, and we're looking forward to it. This year, as a team, we decided that our priority was to have an agile and fast robot. After considering several options, we decided to have an octagonal robot, primarily as it accommodates our dual-directional omni-wheel drive. We are using 4 omni-wheels, each running off its own motor. One pair of wheels drives forward and backwards, and the other pair drives left and right. This makes for smooth motion in any direction. The frame is made of welded aluminum stock with holes machined in it to lighten the robot. The drive is controlled with gyros so that the operation of the joystick is relative to the field and not relative to the robot. No matter what the orientation of the robot, when the driver pushes the joystick forward, the robot will move away from the driver and towards the opposite side of the field. So driving should be a piece of cake. We do have an autonomous program which allows the robot to follow the line to the scoring pegs using 3 proximity sensors. And how could we not? We are nostalgic about line tracking, as Dr. Schock mentioned. The lift mechanism is made of 80-20 bar stock and uses pulleys to elevate the gripper arm. The pulleys are connected to each other in a cascade. This design ensures that the entire mechanism moves together and overall there is less cable to worry about. It does need more force to pull, however, so we use 2 window motors mounted on the base of the robot. The entire lift mechanism is also bolted to the bottom plate of the robot and held stable with some brackets attached to the upper frame. We use potentiometers to measure the position of the lift. This allows for several presets of the lift mechanism, making the job easier for the drive team. The gripper arm is designed to start out within the lift mechanism and will extend out once play begins. The arm and the gripper portions are of fixed length. The gripper has 2 spikes at the bottom. The spikes will pick the game piece up from inside by opening up to the width of the inner hole. We're using a helix screw to open the spikes. The design of the spikes may undergo some alteration before competition, as there are still some options on the table. The minibot is still part of a discussion among the team. We have several ideas that are still under consideration. By competition, we plan to have a working minibot and hope to execute the final climb. We would like to thank BAE Systems for putting on the unveiling and Dr. Schock and RPI for giving us the chance to participate in it. Good luck, team. See you all soon.
Guys, want to move the robot? Okay, thank you. I'd like to introduce Team 20. It's a pleasure to introduce them. They are a founding team, and RPI was a founding sponsor. And in fact, want a little bit of history. I have the 1992 robot, and if you happen to catch the picture behind me, you might see a then President George Bush competing against it. He wasn't driving this one, he was driving the other one. Okay. Team 20, the Rocketeers, have been known for hockey sticks, for smooth driving trains, consistently competitive teams. You might remember them last year at the Granite State as one of those teams that had like 70-plus people that walked across the stage forever, it seemed. From Clifton Park, New York, Shenendehowa High School, with sponsors of, I got to take a breath here, BAE Systems, Viatalk, Host Rocket, GE Volunteers, Capel, ASME, AMT, RPI, BOA, Make Great Things Happen Trust, and Gardner Denver, also known as First Team 20. Please present your robot.
Representing Team 20 today is I'm Carl.
I'm Dan. I'm Blaze. And I'm Matt.
And our strategy this year regarding the game was to design an offensive robot that would be able to score as many tubes as possible during gameplay. So we decided to go with a crab drive, which allows our robot to strafe as well as move in all directions on the field. And we also decided to go with a inside expander, which you can see right here, in order to grip the tubes. And it's designed so that it can grip all 3 types of tubes during the game.
We have a minibot deployment system that will easily swing out and basically latch our minibot onto the pole. This is controlled by both a spring and a pneumatic system to swing out, and the spring controls how far the minibot goes down our slide.
And our minibot, we don't have it here right now, but our best time is about 2.8 seconds, and it gets consistently about a little under 3 seconds. So I guess that's about it. I'd like to, okay, Carl's one more thing.
Our lifter is also made out of 80/20 aluminum, and it has a chain running through the channels of the lifter, which allows the lifter to go up all at once. So all 3 stages are able to go up simultaneously. And we use a potentiometer in order to get to all 3 stages of the scoring pegs, so we can score on all 3 stages.
So I think now that's about it, and I'd like to thank RPI for letting us do this here. This facility is pretty cool, and thank BAE for all the support they've given us. Can't wait for Granite State Regional.
So with that, I would like to thank Matt and Brian, BAE Systems, and Nashua High School, and we'll turn it back to you.
All right, so I just want to do a round of applause for all the people in the back. I know they're all like crying right now, so thank you guys for getting that working. All right, moving on then. Okay, our next team is Team 1922. If I could find their sheet, which I don't have, it looks like. There it is. All right, Team 1922, Hopkinton Middle High School and John Stark Regional High School. Team Osram. They'd like to introduce their robot, again called Tin Man 6, up to 6 already, wow. So agility and the ability to be a team player were the main focus of this year's design. This is a 2nd generation custom chassis designed to take advantage of a low center of gravity, making it a stable base for the lifting mast. The Tin Man will be reaching new heights this season. So here's Team 1922.
Thank you very much. All right, I'm Sam, and I have to say, I hope you're all excited for a great competition season, because from what I see out here so far, it's going to be amazing. Am I right? That's what I thought. Now, I'm here. I'm with my friend Rachel. We're representing Tin Man 6 tonight, because he's unfortunately not able to talk yet. We're hoping for Tin Man 7. Now, we also have a minibot, Tin Man 6.5. Unfortunately, he's off in strength training exercises at the moment, and unfortunately could not join us. He sends his humble apologies and hopes you'll all understand. Now to my friend Rachel.
All right, well, what we have here, Tin Man 6 is, coming on out, we have a 2-wheel drive robot with an offset center axis. What's cool about Tin Man 6 is that our lifting arm is able to go up to the third level of playing, the pegboard. I can't talk right now. And our gripper is actually going to be able to pick up both inflated and deflated pieces off of the ground.
Tin Man 6 also has the ability to pick up pieces from the human player slot. As you can see here, he's not displaying his gripper arm right now, but he still has his mast, which is, as Rachel said, able to reach the top peg. Tin Man 6 is a speedy little bugger, and believe me when I say you have to be quick on your feet if you want to avoid getting run over. There were a few mishaps with the joystick. Now, as we can see here, Tin Man 6 is proudly rolling around. You'll see his wonderful glowing eyes. In the center of this front bumper, we have our 3 line-following sensors. This means that his autonomous program will be able to follow the lines and should be able to place a tube nicely on a peg in autonomous mode. Our programmers have been working very hard on that, and they've put blood, sweat, and tears into their keyboards and subsequently had them short circuit. It was not a pretty picture, folks. Now, Tin Man 6. Oh, look at him. He's rolling back and forth. Now, if you watch him go here, and he'll stop, he bounces back and forth. That's on purpose. His design is such that if the robot starts to overbalance, rather than having no room to move at all, he has a little give so that he doesn't just immediately fall over and, well, fall over. Tin Man 6 is lacking a pair of arms and can't right himself just yet. We're hoping to fix that in Tin Man 7, as I mentioned before. Yes, pneumatics are used to open our claw. Our claw has a wonderful open and close time, just beautifully fast. I love it very much. Keep your hands and fingers clear. We're trying to install the speakers that are going to play Wizard of Oz music, but the mentors are kind of frowning upon that idea at the moment. Let's see. His center drive wheels have a special traction pattern on them to afford even better traction on the game surface. His 2 forward and 2 rear wheels are smooth and allow for a small turning radius. And that's about all I have to offer. Just a quick little thing. Lizzie here is holding our wonderful flag. She's from Hopkinton. Chloe from Hopkinton as well. Rachel and I are from John Stark. We hope you all have a wonderful competition season, and I hope to see you all there.
Thank you. Now let's put your hands together for Guilford High School, Team 1831. Each year, Team 1831 sets a goal of recycling the weight of their robot in aluminum cans to offset their carbon footprint. Each year, that goal has been met by at least twice the weight of the robot. As an incentive, this year, one of the senior mentors has agreed to shave his beard, something he's only done once in 20 years, if the team has a functioning robot by February 14th. Their robot this year will be able to go in all directions, pick up and place the first logo tubes, and they will deploy a minibot. They wish every team the best of luck with this year's challenge, and we'll see you around the pits. Here's Team 1831.
Hey there, guys. Hi there, guys. I'm Mariah, the production manager of Team 1831.
And I'm the Nemo captain of Team 1831.
This is our bot, Talon.
And our minibot.
Apparently not.
Right there. Egbert.
Our chassis is built from an 80-20 extrusion, and we're using 6-inch mecanums instead of our normal 8-inch, and we have a pneumatics-powered arm this year.
We have a very low center of gravity this year due to the size of the wheels and placement of the motors.
These mecanum wheels allow us to have 0-point turning. We can strafe from side to side, diagonally, forward, backwards, whatever you can imagine, we can do it with these wheels.
Our pneumatics arm has 3 degrees of freedom.
It has a variable position shoulder so we can move it to any height we want, and a toggle elbow and wrist.
This allows us to reach all 3 hanging positions, the human player, and pick up the tubes off the floor.
As he can demonstrate now. During autonomous mode this year, we plan to use the line following technology to get over to the wall and hang up an UberTube.
During our testing, our minibot prototype, Egbert, has shown that we can climb the pole pretty well.
Nicely done, Bill. All right, this is Nick here to demonstrate our prototype, Egbert. Nice. We'd like to thank BAE Systems for always being a constant sponsor to us, and we hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you, Team 1831. Next on the list, we have Greater Nashua FIRST Robotics, Team 2342. Team Phoenix is a 4th-year team made up of students from 5 different schools in 8 different towns. They've partnered with Daniel Webster College, where the high school students are interacting and learning from the Mechanical Engineering College students. Chris Martin and Mike Poon represent Team 2342. Team Phoenix innovatively designed a modular drivetrain system with a 2-stage elevator and pneumatically driven claw. Their goal this year is to be able to perform all the tasks efficiently and be a good offensive robot. Put your hands together for 2342.
You guys gotta help that? All right, so while Mike and Jake are setting up our robot, I'll tell you about some of the features of our bot. We have a 4-wheel drivetrain with 2 high traction wheels in the front and 2 slick wheels in the back, so that way we can easily maneuver around the tubes. Like said in the introduction, we have a 2-stage elevator and a pneumatically driven claw that rotates at an elbow, so we can come down and clamp the claw. Unfortunately, right now we're having some technical issues, so we're not sure how much of this we're going to be able to do. And they just gave us like 2 seconds to set up, so we're scrambling right now. Is it good? No? All right. We'd like to thank BAE Systems and all of our other sponsors for helping us make a successful year. One other feature that we have been designing is our minibot system. We're planning, once we're finished here, we're going to put some more work into it. Basically, we have drawer sliders that we're going to mount on our bot. There we go. Drawer sliders that we're going to mount on the side of our bot and use a spring to deploy it onto the pole, which we don't have the mini bot here tonight. Can you guys get it to work? Keep it on the stage, guys. Go. Can you put the claw down? Try it. All right, try putting it down. We're still trying to work out some of the kinks with the coating, so right now we can't clamp on the tube right now. But the idea would be to drive in on it, clamp, and then raise it up. All right. Up. And this is where we stop. All right. Thank you.
All right, our next team is Team 3126, Safford Robotics Group. This is a small second-year team, and they were last year's top-scoring rookie at the GSR. They're hosted by the Safford Robotics Group of Hollis, New Hampshire, and this year they will be competing in the Seattle Regional. So here's Team 3126.
Hi everyone, we are Team 3126. I have with me Jason, the Mechie, Michael, our software and electrician dude, and me, Mr. Moneybags, aka Evan Udelsman. Let's jump right into our capabilities. And bear with me, a business mentor or a business member can only remember so much robotics at once. With our robot, we are planning to only put pegs on the top set. Jason, bring it in. We do have the capability to extend down to the middle row, but we're trying to stay mostly on the top set of pegs. More importantly, we have mecanum wheels. They're able to drive any direction in any orientation except up like a flying saucer, because trust me, it drops like lead.
Our software takes the robot angle from the gyro and the speed that would be sent to the motors, and we convert that to something that can make the robot move in accordance to the joystick angle, regardless of what orientation it is.
We'll now display some of our lifting and claw mechanisms. In order to grab hold of some of the logos, we have used a combination of pneumatics and motors to raise the forklift-style arm that Michael will now display for you. Right now, we don't have the electrical connections for said lift arm, but we can still display it for you manually with the compressor hooked up. And there we have it, solid grip. Other than that, we have our minibot in development. It climbs, but the problem is it's climbing much too fast and we're losing control of it. On the back, we have, Michael, if you would, we have these guides, so that way, as soon as the bell sounds, we can pull a solenoid that's in the guide rails and line up right away with the tower, deploy the minibot, and be on our way. Sorry, one sec. I'm not sure if some of you can actually see it, but there are 2 marks on the back of my hand, and those are from the minibot, just exemplifying that it's not falling off. And as you can see, we can display some of our mechanism wheel turning ability, so we can rotate around, drive right up to a peg, get our orientation set right away. And that's about all we have for you tonight, folks.
Next up, Windham High School, Team 3467. This is our only rookie team that could make it here tonight. Let's give it up for them. Team 3467, the Windham Windup, is a first-year team hailing from Windham High School in Windham, New Hampshire. They would like to graciously thank all their major sponsors for this year, BAE Systems, NASA, and JCPenney. Their team may be a rookie to FRC, but they're building upon members and mentors' multiple years of participation in FLL and mentoring in FRC. For this year's challenge, the robot is designed to fetch a tube quickly, run nimbly back across the field, protecting the tube on its back as it runs, and either score on the first 2 levels or hand the tube off to one of their alliance partners for scoring on the top row. For autonomous, their goal is to score an UberTube on the middle row using a clever camera image filtering system and custom-built LED illumination array. Their inside grasp mechanism allows them to pick tubes off the floor in an orientation that's immediately ready for scoring or easy passing. And finally, their 2-speed drivetrain gives them speed when needed and pushing power when playing defense. Don't forget their minibot. It has an especially magnetic personality and is custom built to be the first to the top every time. They are Windham Windup. Wind them up and watch them go. Give it up for Windham.
Hello, I'm David Hutchings. I'm one of the sophomores here on the Windham Windups. And before I get started explaining some things about the robot, just like we had a few weight problems. A few days ago, we noticed them. And so we decided we'd have to make a few small sacrifices in order to keep our robot in the runnings here. So instead of scoring on the first 2 racks, we're just going to score or on the bottom rack and be mainly a feeder robot to some of the taller robots here. And when you see our robot, our robot is a little altitudinally challenged comparing to some of the other robots here. Our robot's specialty is in the division of the minibot, and we noticed, or we thought about the possibility that there would be a lot of teams that would have really large robots and would be designed mainly for scoring on the top row. We designed our robot to help those teams so that we can score the most points in the shortest amount of time. Our robot's small, it's a lot shorter than most of the other robots, or well, all of them. So we have a really low center of gravity. We'll be able to cross the field at a very high rate of speed, getting tubes from one point to the other very quickly. As you probably noticed, we don't have our arm on yet. We took off the lift system, which was going to enable us to score on the 2 first racks. and now we can only score on the bottom rack, but it's still tall enough to get it to one of the other robots that can score on the top rack. We can still do the UberTube, but our robot's designed mainly to help out some of the other teams and to complement the other robots' abilities so that our team can work the most extremely efficiently. So I'll hand this off to Tyler, who will tell you a little bit about the drive base.
Okay, my name is Tyler Karen, and I'm here to speak to you about the drivetrain that we have here. We use the Andy Mark C-Base. Okay, all right, that's much better. Okay, so we use the Praction wheels, and we use the super shifters. We have low gear, high torque, and we have high speed, low torque. And we used pneumatics, though we don't really have our arm set up. That's in development currently. The point of using the super shifters was so we could go really fast across the field, and then use the low speed to maneuver more accurately through the tight spaces. That's really it. It's simple, so not a lot can go wrong. We used number 40 roller chain because we decided that it was the strongest and the lightest between all of it, and the tensioners took a lot of work, but they're really simple, so that's what we have to pride about our drivetrain. Thank you.
All right, some of you may have noticed we don't actually have our arm on yet, but it's in development. We have it right here. Now, the key thing that we chose to do a little bit differently is that we chose to have it grip from the inside rather than the outside. We felt this would give us a much more stable base to grip it with, grip the tubes with. Also, you may notice it's rather short. It's only designed for scoring on the first row. However, this length allows us to pick tubes up off the ground and possibly hand it off to other teams which are able to score on the higher rows. And that's it. If you'd like to.
Okay, so what we've been saying a lot of lately is our minibot, which we're very proud of the design and how it overall works. We used a rare earth magnet. It's neodymium. I can't pronounce it right. So let's watch it go. The wood part on the rear of the robot is designed to be the deployment mechanism. We have it so it'll be aligned by surgical tubing. If when we go to deploy it, if it's a little off, it'll correct itself. But during the match, so that it doesn't slide around, we made sure that it's held in place well. When we go to deploy it, we're using a 20-inch long piston that will, well, there you go. And it deploys it pretty quickly. And it's also what's holding it back in place just by the sheer amount of pressure that the piston's holding on the slides. Thank you.
All right, we're on our last three teams here. So Team 1058, the PVC Pirates of Londonderry, New Hampshire. Gonna attack me? They started 9 years ago and have been on the cutting edge of new technology ever since. Their primary sponsors include BAE Systems, Parker Neutronics, JCPenney, and Fleet Ready Corporation. The team has grown to 40 members over the past several years. Last year, the team was GSR champions and #1 seed in Baltimore. The Pirates hope to extend their success into this build season. Here's Team 1058. Over there is Team 1058.
I didn't know which microphone to use. I just picked this one. All right, so unfortunately we don't have our wireless up yet, so we have to kind of stay tethered for a little bit. So just to cover a couple of the features we have this year, we have what we've never seen before in FIRST. So as far as we know, it's brand new. But we built custom braking systems for our Mecanum wheels. So what it allows us to do is we have counteracting plates that squeeze our rollers so that if a team is trying to pin us, we can brake our rollers and it gives us the traction of a plaction wheel. So whereas most Mecanum systems lose all of the traction because of free spinning rollers, we can brake them and increase our traction just as any other traction brace team with none of the weight of a swerve drive or extra motors. Also in our drive system, we're doing a field-oriented system again this year. Worked really well for us last year. So we're able to go any direction and stay going in that direction even as we rotate, which allows us to, instead of having to stop, turn, and go over to the scoring peg, as we're driving over to that scoring peg, we can be turning at the same time. It's really easy on the drivers. You just point in that direction, the robot goes towards it. Our boom this year, it's currently not working. Some slight issues to work, but one thing that's interesting about our claw is that on the bottom there's a tube that's driven by the floor. So once our claw is touching the ground, it's driven only by the motion of the robot, so that as we go underneath a tube, the part of the claw that is touching the tube is not moving in relation to the tube. So it's very easy for us to swoop under and grab them because there's no motion between the claw and the tube. Our claw is capable of reaching up to the top peg. I think it's about 1.5 seconds between floor and maximum height, which we're pretty proud of. We think it's fairly fast. I don't really think is there much to talk about more? I don't remember. We are using 4 super shifters this year. So each wheel is on its own super shifter. So although we're Mecanum, our goal is to still be pinning other teams and playing heavy defense, even with a Mecanum drive system. And I think that's about it. Thanks, guys.
You guys all set? Yeah, we're good. Thank you. So, for one of the last ones from the night, we have a video from Newport County, Rhode Island Team 78 Airstrike. They are Team 78 Airstrike from Newport County, Rhode Island. They are proud to reveal this year's robot, Striker MK2. The machine has 3 major subsystems designed with simplicity and robustness in mind. The drivetrain utilizes 2 speed-shifting transmissions to switch between 5 and 12 feet per second. The simple double-jointed arm uses 2 fingers to grasp the opening of a logo piece. There's a drop-down arm off the back of the robot for minibot deployment. To aid with feeder communication, there's an LED panel that glows with the logo shape and color. Let's put it together when we watch the Airstrike Team 78 video.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm going to be talking about the drivetrain on our robot. We have a 6-wheel drivetrain in which we have 4 plaction wheels and 2 of the wheels from the lunacy here to help with turning. We have 2 sims going into each gearbox, which helps for power and speed. And then it's also geared with super shifters. And we use pneumatics to shift from 5 to 12 feet per second. We use the different speeds for pushing and for fine-tuning, and then also for speed to be able to get down the field fast and receive tubes and score them.
My name is Brandon Bruno, and this is the arm/manipulator. The shoulder arm is powered by a Fisher-Price motor, which is down here. It goes to the change of gears and sprockets. And the shoulder goes down to the wrist, which is powered by a window motor. The window motor goes to the wrist, which goes to the fingers, which is powered by a pneumatic cylinder, which pushes these 2 fingers outwards to grab the center of the tubes and score.
My name is Kevin Riley, and for this year's game, we had to build and design a minibot, and this is our minibot. Our minibot uses central magnets in the middle to help us slide onto the pole, that is then driven by these 4-inch wheels with chains to pull up the pole. And we also needed to deploy this minibot, so what we did was we used a pneumatic cylinder attached to this arm that will drop down, which will help drop down our horns, which align us. And the minibot will be attached with 2 hooks to the top of this. I have a servo in the back here to trigger on my on-off switch. It will go and raise up when it hits the top of the pole. This will drop back down, turning off the minibot and making sure it doesn't fall.
I'm Tim, and this year I worked on the programming. This year in programming we have these different sensors. We have potentiometers to measure where our arm is at. We have one here and down here to measure the 2 parts of our arm, the wrist and the actual arm part. We also have encoders on the motors to measure how far we go, mostly used for autonomous, so we can line up correctly with the drivetrain. And also this year for the game, we built this custom thing right here. It's used to tell our human player what tube we want. Within it, there's different lights in square, circle, and triangle, which light up to the corresponding colors to tell the human player what we want. And for autonomous, most of the sensors work together, whereas the encoders will drive the robot to the right place. The potentiometers will help drive out the arm to the correct height, whether low, medium, high, on each of the pegs. And so we'll line up, and we use relays and pistons and pneumatics to let go of the tube.
All right, for our final team tonight, Team 151, the Veteran Hall of Fame team consists of both students from Nashua High South and Nashua High North, and they are also the sponsors of this event. So without further ado, Team 151.
How's everyone going? How's everyone doing? All right, we are the last team to go. Hopefully everything's working. We just got this driving a matter of, 2 hours ago. So we're hoping to have a pretty good presentation for you guys today. You can go ahead and drive it out if it's done. All right, so this year's chassis, I have to say we are pretty behind schedule, but this year's chassis is looking really, really nice. I'm really, really impressed as a leader of this team to see it in really good condition so far. It features independent four-wheel drive. It's going to be featuring 12:1 gearbox ratio, which will give us 12 feet per second. We're using rubber stick wheels, and our pretty much our most important feature that we have right now that's functioning is the line tracking system. And Kirk can demonstrate that. And by holding down a button, the robot is able to track the line and go right to its target. And by letting go of the button, you're able to free drive it. And those are all, the line sensors are all mounted temporarily in the front of the robot right there. I'm gonna hand this over to Sergey to talk about the arm.
Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for coming out tonight. My name's Sergey, and this year I led the arm design. Now, as you can see, this is just a prototype of the arm that is currently being assembled in our shops. What we wanted to focus on this year was both simplicity and mechanical reliability. We didn't want to increase the burden of software to program different motions of this arm so that our claw would stay completely parallel to the ground. So we designed this linkage system in which, as you can see, this U bracket stays completely parallel to the ground as the arm moves up and down. As soon as we put the claw on the real arm, the claw will always be in the same position, whether we're up here, in the middle, or down here. And software will be able to pre-program several different positions for the pegs that we need to hit. So we have 4 axes of motion on this arm. We have the shoulder joint up here. We have the wrist joint that would move up and down. And we also have the joint that opens and closes the claw. And finally, down here, we're going to have a lazy Susan that is going to allow us to turn our arm around. And that's going to be mounted on that bar on our chassis. And yeah, with this sort of design, we are going to be able to reach the 3rd peg. And the springs here are going to be able to offset the weight of our heavy claw so that our motors, our Banebots motors, are going to be able to raise this entire arm. Now I'm going to hand it off to our software lead, Taylor McCormick.
Hi, I'm Taylor, and this year we used a lot of different sensors that we really never got to use before, such as encoders, light sensors, potentiometers, and the camera is pretty new to us. So right now we have the light sensors working, as you just saw, but on our old robot, we actually mounted the encoders, tested those, and we were using potentiometers to set pre-programmed positions so that the driver just hits a button and the arm will go to the specified peg height. So yeah, that's pretty much it for software.
All right, I didn't mention this before, but my name's Nate. I'm the lead on Team 151, the Tough Techs. We have one last subsystem of our robot, and that's the minibot. If Taylor, you want to actually take control of that. It features 2 independent drive motors and using logic gates instead of the controller from the NXT. And hopefully that should go up the pole. It's activated by a limit switch, and it's held onto the pole using a strip of magnets. But apparently the magnets aren't at the proper height, so we'll have to realign those. Oh, all right. All right. But this is what we have done so far. But you know what? I'm really positive about this year. I think we're going to do a really good job, and we're definitely going to have a really good robot for you guys at GSR. Tomorrow, I just want to point out, we are hosting the Week 0 event here, right in our gym. And we're really hoping, you know, all you guys to have a good time. It's to really just go out there and beta test the field, make sure everything's functioning and working. They're all practice rounds until we have a round robin at the end for robots that are finished to be able to compete. So on behalf of Tough Techs 151, the Nashua school districts, both North and South High School, we welcome you, and we hope that we can be gracious hosts for you guys. So.
All right, so before I let you all go, we got a few announcements. First, there's going to be some light receptions with food and drinks. They're set up in the cafeteria. If you don't know where that is, just follow the massive crowd heading towards it. Also, there's a few spots left open for the Week 0 event tomorrow. So if you brought your robot here and you're thinking of staying around, please see Malcolm Paradise or another one of the mentors on 151. You can get signed up for that. Other than that, thanks again for coming, and good luck on your final days before shipping.
All right, hey, I'm Nate Cordova. I'm a senior at Nashua High North, and this is our robot for this year's game, Logomotion. We're really excited to unveil this robot tonight at Unveiling. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Sergey Balanovich. I'm an 11th grader on this team, and my main contribution to this was designing of the arm.
Hi, I'm Taylor McCormick. I'm the software lead, and I'm in charge of making the robot run.
All right, so this year's robot features just a lot of things that we haven't really done before. We integrated a lot of stuff using the FTC kit, which is the lower division of compared to FRC, where FRC would be varsity, FTC would be JVs if you're comparing it to sports. The biggest thing that we have this year is this pole right here, and this pole is actually going to feature a giant arm that's going to be able to reach up to roughly 10 feet off the ground, and it's going to look something like this. This is a linkage system that keeps the claw, which is going to be at the end of the arm, at a constant height, or constant angle actually, and that'll enable us to hang tubes up onto certain poles, like the 9-foot, 6-foot, and 3-foot poles. And actually, Taylor's going to talk about software a little bit.
So our job is basically to turn all of this electrical and mechanical components. Our job is to control all the electrical and mechanical components, and we do this year using an Xbox controller. And what we're doing is we're sending signals to these Jaguars, which then turn the motors. And right now we have tank drive, where the left stick controls the left wheels and the right stick controls the right wheels. And we're using something really unique this year, which is the FTC. We're using line trackers, and those line trackers track a strip of tape on the ground, which helps us in autonomous to score pegs on the rack.
Something unique we did about this year compared to years past is we had every single person on our team, our roughly 50-person team, had a say about the design of the robot, and that's something that we've lacked in the past. And even though our robot is, I don't know, I'd say 30% done with 4 days until ship date, I can proudly say as a leader of this team that everyone had something to do with this design. So I'm really proud about that of our team this year. That about does it. Thank you for tuning in. Hope see you tomorrow at Week 0.
Okay, I'm Ed Martin. I'm an engineer at BAE Systems. I'm one of the mentors for Team Phoenix 2342. We're an independent team that takes kids from all schools that can't afford to have a robotics team. For example, we have people from ASD, or possibly even we've had homeschoolers in the past, and other schools, they just don't fit in with their team. They want to come to ours. So what we do is we offer that to everyone to have an enjoyable time and how to learn how to design a robot. We teach them how to design, how to machine, how to code. We do everything. So with that, I'll turn you over to our team lead.
Hi, my name is Chris Martin, and I'm the team lead for Team 2342. I'm here to tell you about our claw and elevator design. Our design for this year was a pneumatically driven claw to open and close on the pneumatic system, and we have a 2-stage elevator to raise up to the top peg and have the variability to go to all the different pegs. And we also have an elbow down here so we can angle our claw at whatever angle we need to score on any rack. You're next.
All right. My name is Jacob Trepanier from Team Phoenix. I'm a senior this year, and I'm going to be talking to you about the drivetrain. So our drivetrain was a four-wheel drivetrain, and we have high traction wheels in the front, and you can see the tread right here. And then in the back, we have slippery wheels, so there's no traction on those. That way we can turn more readily and pivot around the front. We customized our drivetrain That way we lightened it up some more. So we took out a lot of material here, so we have X's, so it's more light and sturdy. Weight is a big factor, so we're underweight. And that's our drivetrain.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Mike Poon. I'm also a senior from Team Phoenix, and I'm here to talk to you about the code and the electrical system. So, going over the electrical system, we centralize all of our electronics in a small box right here. Actually, it's quite large. We put everything generally close together to keep wires short and keep wires organized. At the same time, we distribute weight, like sets from the battery, the compressor up front, so that way the robot sits as balanced as possible. With the coding system, code becomes more and more complex when we add in things like line sensors and other programming sensors that we use to gather data from the robot and from the field to better execute the challenge and play well during each matches.
All right, this is Team Chop Shop, Team 166 from Merrimack, New Hampshire. I'm Kyle Duggar. I'm one of the team captains. This is Nick, the other team captain. And we here in Merrimack like to have a lot of mentors from our friendly company, BAE Systems. This one's name is Mr. Richards, Mr. Otis Richards, and he helps us a lot. He's actually new this year, but he's done major help this year, so he's wonderful. So I'm Kyle Duggar, one of the captains, and here's Nick.
I'm Nick Barassa, and this is our minibot this year. It usually climbs up the pole pretty quickly, but something went wrong and it didn't. Don't really know why. Works pretty well, usually.
Hi, I am Nick, obviously from Chop Shop 166. This is our robot this year. It's designed to use one big elevator to get up to all the levels. It's kind of a work in progress, but it should be good for the competition. Yeah, and I'm going to hand it over to our mechanical lead, James.
Hi, I'm James Rothenberg, and I'm the mechanical lead for Team 166. And this is our robot, Tommyhawk 6. As our captain mentioned, we have an elevator that will go up to 10 feet to hang posts. We have a pneumatic actuated gripper to grab the tubes to hang them on the post.
James, shoelace. Shoelace. Yep. Just talk right out.
Okay. Our robot will be driven, or is driven, by a mechanism drive that's omnidirectional, so it can go in any direction at any moment for any reason, because that's awesome. And the frame is made out of 80-20, held together by 90-degree angle brackets. And next I'm going to hand it off to our software lead.
I'm Matt. I'm from the Chop Shop, and I am the lead software developer. We have several interesting features on our robot. We can have it do tons of things separately, so if one thing crashes, the rest of it usually doesn't, although sometimes it does. Several safety modes in the drive so that if something goes wrong, it should not stop work. It should not break one of the wheels right away. And I'm going to give it to our electrical lead.
Hey, I'm Nick Fernandez. I'm the electrical lead from Chop Shop 166. And the electrical team's job is to work a lot with Matt from software and James from mechanical to make sure everything they build works. So a lot of the stuff we have on the robot this year are sensors. We have a bunch of sensors this year. We have the sonar sensors, which they use sonar like a bat would, and they shoot a beam out, and then it hits a wall or some object and bounces back and can tell you how far away from an object you would be. The encoders on these wheels, they're kind of hard to see, but they measure the rate at which the wheel is spinning to give you a really accurate determination of how fast your robot is going, if the wheels are slipping or not, etc. And many of the other sensors are yet to be mounted, but there's one that goes in the shaft to tell you the position of the claw. There's one right here on the lift actually to tell you to stop the lift from going up, and there's one down here, or 3 light sensors down here that you can use to follow the lines this year on the robot. On the field, not the robot. And that's about it from Chop Shop 166, and peace out.
I'm Dan, I'm the lead mentor. I've been part of FIRST Robotics for 9 years.
I'm also team president, and this is our robot for this year for the Logomotion Challenge. Some of our main plans are to use our elevator arm to pick up tubes and put them on the pegs. We also are planning on deploying our minibot so that it can scale the pole in record time and get us some extra points.
I'm Brendan Palmer. I have made the batteries for this year, and they are lead-based 12-volt batteries that run the entire robot.
I am on the Spirit team. We are making our own t-shirts, which is a feat. We are making about 60 of them. And we also have our lovely flag. And we make buttons by ourselves, too.
Hi, I'm one of the electrical team people, and this is our electronics board box thing. And we made this box to conserve space. And
function of electric division is to do?
To make the robot go.
All right, I am one of the few people on the software team this year. We're going to be mixing all of our own motor commands so we can go faster than teams which use the default code. We use all those motor controllers right there, but the software is actually what makes them work. So without the software, none of it goes. So this is, right down here is the Cerio. It's actually sort of the brains of the robot. And what all these are motor controllers. They're called, they're Jaguar motor controllers. So then you can actually power the motors. So that's pretty much it so far.
I worked on the Chairman's Award for the team, which is basically just essays and a movie about how what we've done for the community and how we've helped to spread FIRST.
All right, I'm Alex once again, and I'm headed the mechanical subdivision this year. I'm going to talk a little bit about our drivetrain. We are using a skid steer drive system with pneumatic tires. The hubs on these gold things here are 6061 T6 aircraft grade aluminum. We get a lot of traction with these. I can't remember the exact coefficient of friction. 1.3. Okay, I've been informed that it's a 1.3 coefficient of friction. We are also using Andy Mark super shifters, which are a transmission gearbox, which allows us to shift between two speeds. These are powered by 2 sim motors, by the way. Our high gear, we will be able to move at close to 15 feet per second, and in our low gear, we will be geared down enough that we'll be moving about 5 feet per second at full speed, meaning we have a lot of shove. When push comes to shove, we push harder.
There's actually going to be 2 cameras on this robot at the moment. Right now you're looking at the main camera, which is what the driver will be looking out through. The other camera, which doesn't exist at the moment, will be actually on the manipulating arm, which thus will be able to move up and down and be able to see what we're holding on to. The theory is that you get to be able to see either or, and you should be able to know that you're about to put the tube on the peg or not.
One of the reasons why we put the camera on is that one of the smaller parts of the challenge is that when you're putting the tubes onto the pegs, it can actually be put directly in front of the driver so that they will not be able to see the entire field. There will be obstruction in front of the driver so that he will actually be able to look through our camera and still be able to drive the robot even though his view is obstructed.